Hello farmers and welcome back to Western Australia, taking some soil samples in the grass field because we had some out-of-date data in the grass fields. We got to take care of that before I can fertilize it once again. So that is what I'm doing. Then we'll spread some fertilizer real quick. I'm actually thinking about buying the Spinnery today. We got some wool, and as some people have mentioned that, maybe buying the Spinnery and making some income off of that will be good if we're not going to be doing any more contracts, question mark. We'll see how it goes here in the future. I would like to not do any more contracts, but, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out exactly where I need to be. We'll just take one right here. And then we'll come down and around over here. Our canola field that needs to be spread with some lime within the next month or two. So we'll have to get to that sooner rather than later. But I think we're just going to take care of the grass field this month and then advance and then go from there. But I think, bring the wool down and we will go ahead and buy the Spinnery, start making some fabric. I was kind of looking at the ratios and whatnot. I went on my test map, and because it's been a while since I used a base game Spinnery, so I wasn't quite sure what the ratio was. And it's 2 wool for 1 fabric, and I'm like, okay, what is the max price of wool? And then what is the max price of fabric? Basically, fabric is worth 3 times as much as wool is. So it's worth doing for sure, because you got to make sure you get your money back on the Spinnery for one, and then also you want to make sure that if it was if the fabric was only double the price of wool, then it's no sense of doing it because it takes 2 to make 1. So I was like, all right, is it worth it? And it does appear to be worth it on hard economy. You just want to be sure of that before we go ahead and move forward on that. I think the Spinnery is 60,000. So, not too expensive. And just remember, we only got currently 80 sheep, and I think that pen will hold 550. So we can make a lot more wool in the future. Something else that's happened, which I did not know was going to happen, is our orchards. Because I got them on distribute, but they don't have no place to go. We're starting to pile up on some of this stuff, because we're not making anything with the apricots, plums, and pears. So I'll have to come over here with our John Deere and our front loader and bring those over to our production building once we get some sugar, which is going to be still a ways off. So we can see. I could just put that stuff on sale, but then, if I can keep a hold of it, then we can definitely make more money with what we have. All right, let's go ahead and turn this on here. Let's not worry about the bales currently. Fertilizer will go right on through that. Am I at the widest working width? I am. Alright, so we're all set there. Yeah, this section of the grass field was a section that was out of data. So, yeah, got to keep our grass field up and going because, well, silage does pay pretty darn good, as we know, in FS22. And I think it did actually in FS19 as well. Silage has been kind of the go-to product to make a good amount of cash. So try to use as much fertilizer. I don't want to use a whole bunch of fertilizer, but I'm going to have to empty this out for lime spreading down in our canola field, which is going to be, I think I did decide on wheat for a couple reasons. One, I got a baler, so of course when we harvest wheat we'll get straw, and I could either sell the straw or keep it for the cows moving forward. And yeah, I just my other option was corn, as we saw in the crop rotation. I don't mind corn, but I just feel like we're going to make more money off the wheat. And who knows, I may change my mind on the grain mill over here at some point as well. Because I don't know if I'm going to do flour in the future, have no idea. But yeah, I said I wasn't going to go production heavy on this series. But if I'm not going to be doing contracts, I may need these productions to go ahead and rake in the cash. Someone did mention maybe just do fertilizing contracts moving forward. We'll see. We'll play it. We'll play it episode by episode and see how the money goes, because I do plan on spending a whole bunch of it here within the next few months, because right where we are right now, once we cut the grass again, the sugar plant will be here. That's going to cost, it's only $100,000, so it's not too expensive. And yeah, I don't know how much sugar cane we're going to get off that field. I'm trying to remember No Man's Land. So that's going back about maybe two and a half years ago. We did have a sugarcane field there, and I want to say, if my memory serves me right, looking at it, it's probably the same size as we got now. I just don't remember what the yield was off that field, but I want to say it was at least a couple $100,000. I can't really say for sure because I don't remember. So if we get at least a couple $100,000, I think that'll keep our production building going for quite a while. I do want more sugarcane in the future, more sugarcane fields. It's just that, we're getting the ball rolling. We started here with a tiny little marble, and now we got ourselves like a soccer ball, or a football, depending where you're from, rolling down the hill. So we're gaining momentum on the farm here. Yeah, we just got to grow a little bit more, and a little bit more, and the more we grow, the more we'll make. Anywho, let me go ahead and get around this grass field and fertilize it. And then I think we'll empty out the fertilizer. We'll head on down to the store with the wool. And we'll buy the spinnery and start making some fabric. So we've already missed the prime time, which was like October. But, we got to start making that fabric now. So when next October comes, we have a whole bunch of it. And we can definitely use the money boost then. So I'll see you in just a little bit. Down to the little last section, so let's get this covered. Then we'll empty out the fertilizer and head on down. I think we'll put the spreader actually on the Massey Ferguson on the front, and then we'll be towing the wool behind us. Make our trips count. And probably also while we're down there, we'll be buying the bale trailer, the auto stacker for the round bales. Don't think, there's always a slight chance that could always come up for sale. But it's got to be that particular one to pick up the, 259 centimeter bales that we got. Alright, let's just go ahead and we'll drop off the fertilizer right here. Looks good. And do I have any lime just laying around? And we do, so we'll try to use this up. And we'll top this off with some lime. While we're waiting for that to fill up, well, I say waiting, it's not going to take too long for that to fill up. Let's grab our auto-loading trailer. And let's see if I can get all of the wool onto here. Actually, you know what? We're right here. Let's grab the spreader as well. Because that's definitely going to be all set. It doesn't take long for that to fill up, as I was mentioning. Just plop that down right there. That's good. And the 6230, we'll just park that in the shade. Perfect. Now let's go get the wool. Twister, the name of our dog. I have not seen them yet today, so I'm not sure exactly where they're roaming around. Yeah, we filled up with the wool, and I haven't yet to clear it up, but now I hope this double stacks. It does not need to. I wonder if any's going to spawn. Let's see if we can find Twister here. Wait, do you guys actually have water? Why is that showing like it doesn't have water? Alright, as long as their health is at 100%, maybe the silo hasn't been triggered yet. Because I've never delivered water here yet, and it's been using it. It just doesn't look like it has... Oh, there's Twister. Yeah, I just don't see no water there, so I get a little bit nervous. The one thing I did mention, I think, last episode is that where we put down the expandable pastures, the grass is not technically growing there. So I'm not going to mow it because I don't want it to look bare. So we'll just leave it as is. So now we just mow right up to this line here. But that'll change in the future once we get our cows, and the cows are roaming around with the sheep. All right, so we got ourselves the wool. We got ourselves some lime. Let's head on down. Let's turn the beacons on, though, because I am a hazard, as we all know. And we'll head on down. First, we will buy the spinnery. Like I said, that's going to be 60 grand. And we'll dump the wool right on in and get that production up and going. Then I'll drop off the trailer. We'll go spread some lime in the canola field. We've only done 2 harvests there, so the soil should be good there. And then once I get done with that, I'll buy the bale loader. And then I'll grab that with the Massey Fergus. And I'll leave this trailer down at the store. And we can clear up the grass field. And then we'll be done for the month of January. And then we can move on. Like I said, we might even get to possibly maybe even March, because I'm not doing contracts, so we're just going to be skipping through the months. I'm going to try to be more noticeable of traffic on this map instead of like last episode, where I think I was just playing too long when I was recording last episode, and I was like, I just got to get this job done. Alright, so here we are. Make sure we get into this zone here. I do love this mod. This is the Show Hide Triggers mod for PC. I think it's for PC only. So I can find them real quick here. Buy building spinnery for 60,000. Yes. Alright, so we have purchased it. And this is the drop-off point, which I almost drove right on into. So this should go right in there. Perfect. And then we'll go, of course, into production buildings. Scroll on down, and that's already on cotton. We will deactivate that because I don't plan on doing cotton here. So 576 cycles per month. Oh, no, sorry, 1440 cycles per month. What do we get there? So cotton technically is a better material to make fabric out of, but it's going to cost a lot more to do so. But I don't see myself doing cotton here. We're just doing this. I don't plan on making clothing, just plan on doing the fabric, because like I said, we're gonna have plenty of sheep, and you know what, this early on, the sooner I buy it, the sooner I'll make more money off of it. Let's go ahead and just drop off this trailer right here, and let's get up to our canola field. It's not gonna take me long to put the lime down. It's kind of weird for me having the spreader on the front because it's not something I normally do. But when we did the harvest last episode and I got out of the when I was getting out of the combine and running over to the tractor to bring the trailer over to unload the combine, I noticed the pH value was just okay, and I'm not okay with that. So we want to make sure this field is as best as it could possibly be for the wheat that we're going to be planting here in a month or two. Now, of course, we will keep our eye on the store. Anything that comes up used that we're definitely looking for. I mean, currently right now we're just looking at a forage harvester. Really, I don't care which one. The header am going to be using for the sugarcane. We can change the color of that to fit just about any of the forage harvesters. You may say, what about harvesters? Well, I got a particular harvester in mind that I want to use. I may have shown it like in the first episode or two. So I think a harvester did come up for sale, but it wasn't the particular model I was looking for, because we definitely need a big harvester for the series. So I passed on it. But yeah, forage harvester is number one. If the sugarcane header for the forage harvester comes up, I'm looking for that as well. As for tractors, I don't need one currently, so it's not on my priority list. But we'll just have to wait and see. As I always say, yeah, just gotta wait and see. But yeah, definitely gonna be saving up the money for everything else. I definitely would like to buy another piece of property, but all the property I've been looking at for us recently, because we are running the... I can't miss that much of the field there. Yeah, the current prices for the fields that I'm looking at is just way too high. With the dynamic field price mod, yeah, some of the fields are overly priced, but it could be because they got harvestable crops in them, so yeah, we'll just have to wait. The one up in the corner next to our sugarcane field, that would be kind of like a priority field because it's small, it's localized, it's right there for us, it's good. Another field that I thought would be good is going to be the one right over here, and I can merge these two fields together, but I think there's actually a fence there. But I do have the hide objects mod. I could go. I don't know if I could delete the fence or not. I don't know if it's a sellable fence or not, but if it's not, and I do end up buying that field, we can always hide the fence and merge these two fields together and just have one field. But with the money that we still have, which is $250,000, and I think I can borrow over 600,000, so we're not, we're not doing bad. But as we know in Farming Simulator, that money's going to go out the window pretty darn quick when we start buying some things. All right, just about out of, I almost said fertilizer, but this is lime. Now we'll head back on down to the store and top off. Probably going to need another one after that as well. Let's see. Can I merge in here somewhere? There we go. We'll merge in right here. Yeah, last episode, I think 3 times I came out of this entranceway to the store, and I just didn't look. I'm like, what's the odds a car is going to be coming? And ram, ram, ram. That's all I did was ram traffic last episode. All right, we do have, well, the store has a seed hut down here. Yep, barge right on into it. Yeah, we'll get out and have a look to see if there's actually a fence there or not. Because it's not a bad size field, just that the current price in that field is ridiculous. And it's also corn, right? That's corn? Yeah, it's corn. Farmland. Yeah, right now the field is 38% over base price, so it's 836. And the other field I always try to keep my eye on now is going for 541,000, 26% over the base price. I think those are the two smallest fields, although we got a field like this. That's overpriced. Is anything... Well, the fields that have been harvested, there we go. That's 41% off. Yeah, so I think we just gotta wait until harvest season, then maybe we'll expand our land around here. But I mean, I got so many things to buy. It's kind of hard to say what I should go with next. I'm kind of like doing an impulse buying on this series, it seems like. Let me just come over here real quick. Is there a fence? Well, okay. There's a railroad track, which I kind of forgot that it curved around and went between the fields. So merging the fields together, yeah. But what we could do is whatever I plant here, I can plant over here and kind of make it one field. But if I were to set a worker off, of course, they would just do one field then the other. Yeah, I don't know why there is no train on the map. Now, I know in the early stages of FS22, when it came out and modded maps were coming out, I remember there being issues with the trains on the maps for something about delivering goods to sell points. Don't remember what it was. Because the maps I was playing on at the time was No Man's Land, which doesn't have a train, so I don't remember exactly what the problem was. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and finish up spreading lime in this field. And, yep, we'll purchase our bale trailer, or bale loader, get the bales off the grass field, and we can say goodbye to the month of January. Down to the last pie, and we are all set. I'm going to have a decent amount of lime left over, and I may just go into our grass field when I get back and just empty this on out. Alright, that's going to be the field happy with the amount of lime that it has. So let's go ahead and, if you don't remember what's in the store for sale, we got a Massey Ferguson, we got a cotton picker-upper for bales, large bales. We got a different Tryon harvester, and we got a soil sampler right here, but we got the soil sampler, so we don't need that. But what we do need, and I'm tired of leasing one, is this right here, the selectable bale capacity pack mod for the Anderson round bales. And I don't think we need... I will put BKT tires on there. I don't think we... Why does it give me a chance to change... Can I change the size of the wheels anywhere? Not too sure. Don't think so, but we're going to go with that. So that's 50,500. There we go. We've leased that, I think, 3 or 4 times by now. And it's just getting to the point of... Yeah, let's just go ahead and buy it. We got the money. And I do need to get the bales off the field, so instead of leasing it for like $4 grand, I think it is, might as well go ahead and buy it. Because I'll need it in a couple more months, maybe even this episode, who knows. Probably should get myself a pressure washer back at the farm as well, seeing that the Massey Ferguson's covered in lime dust. Just realized, though, that did put me below 200,000. So already that $300,000 we had not long ago is slowly disappearing. Now, in about 5 months' time, of course, we will have the silage bales to sell. It's not going to be as great as it has been in the past, because the sheep's pen, of course, is taking up some of the grass field, and we're taking half of the grass field and making it into hay instead of silage. But it still should be somewhere around 200,000 in late June. I'm going to say late June because it always says like July, kind of like on other maps when it says best time to sell is January. It's always like at 10 o'clock at night the night before, or the month before, if you're playing 1 day per month, like I always do. So we'll go back, we'll drop off the spreader. Actually, no, I'll keep the spreader on. I'll probably throw some lime down in the grass field. We'll pick up these silage bales, and then pick up the hay bales, and I probably should check to see if the sheep need some hay. Got wild sugarcane growing in our driveway that keeps reappearing. And I think it was, I forgot how many bales it was now. But just a reminder, these bales are about 45,000 liters apiece. 49,500 liters apiece. And if we look at our stock market page, we will see that the last set of bales we did, let's see, silage, currently that's going to give us about 93,000. And if we look at grass, so we actually did more bales than previously because it says we got almost 700,000 liters of grass, which are the current bales, I would say. And of course, hay, just, you know, we're keeping the hay. And fabric is being made, which is wonderful. Yeah, the sugar production plant, it's not going to take up that much of the grass field. But that was kind of my plan from day one, that this grass field, yes, is going to give us some silage bales early on, but we were going to build on the grass field moving forward because it's nice and wide open and flat. Well, the whole map is kind of flat, but plenty of room to build on here. I don't want to, you know, if I don't have to take up anything on the grass field, I'm not going to. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. With our silage bales picked up, I'm going to start spreading some lime, and I was getting ready to spread the corner of the field. And I'm like, why do that? I'm only going to get one more cut in that section of the field anyways. Let's put the lime down over here where it's going to be more useful down the road. And again, I'm just doing this just to get rid of the lime that's in the spreader. And that way I won't have pallets hanging around at the farm. This field is not in dire need of some lime, so we'll just put it down. It'll just last that much longer. You can see the rate that it's consuming it is not too high. Actually, let me put the cruise control on. That way the tractor will keep on driving. And while it's doing that, I can skip on down here. And yes, they're going to need some food. Yearly food's up to 185,000 liters. I am kind of concerned with only having about 10% of the sheep pen full. Is it 10%? Yeah, what do we got? Like 50 sheep in there, something like that? I kind of forgot how many sheep we got. But if it's only at 10% capacity, and that's how much food they're going to require per year, when it's full, they're going to need like 1 million liters, give or take. So that's quite a bit. By then, we won't be having any possibility for making any silage. But with that many sheep, we're making wool, which means we're making fabric, which means we're also making money in that sense. So it kind of evens itself out, or maybe does better. I have no idea. So we'll grab the 6230 John Deere, and we'll get the hay bales, because there isn't many hay bales in the field. And we'll give the sheep what they need. And we can move on from this month. Actually, I probably should have the time scale up a little bit, just to start moving throughout the day. Yeah, I'm not going to hesitate if a forage harvester comes up for sale. And it doesn't matter which one. Our header will run on any one of them. But as I mentioned, like the Kloss forage harvester, it lacks a little bit on the horsepower. But we only lose about 1 mile an hour on the harvest speed. And we can always upgrade way on down the line if need be. Alright, so that is our lime. Okay, not quite yet. But getting more covered here than I thought. But that is our lime pretty much all used. I keep thinking I need to go look for a modded wash station, but every time I do, I don't really see much out there. I mean, there's a few of them, but I've used them mostly. So I'll probably just get the base game pressure washer. And yeah, I may end up putting another greenhouse right where we are, right here. And we could kind of use the water from that water silo. It's going to be kind of interesting in FS25. I'm not sure if I talked about it, and I know I didn't make a video on it, but FS25, the balers, you're going to have to buy the twine, the wrap, and all that kind of stuff. I wonder if they're going to have an option, because I know there was a mod for it, and I forgot where, what mod it was, to where the baler will auto-fill with the twine and the wrapper. But in FS25, I think for base game stuff, yeah, that's going to be kind of a thing to where you got to take care of the baler. So when you're making hay bales or what have you, you got to make sure there's twine inside the baler. See, I'm kind of hoping this will sneak in there, and I'm pretty sure this will. Perfect. Alright, we'll come over here. We'll grab the fertilizer. We'll get that back on in. You're not done. Now you're done. Let's throw that Right here looks like a good spot for it. And I don't know, I just had like a little bit of a brain fart thinking, did I buy a pressure washer? Doesn't look, I mean, I may have thought about it, but apparently I did not. Pressure washer. Why are you rising in the sky there? There we go. We'll give our AS a quick rinse. Got to make sure we get all that lime off. There we go. Now it's looking a little bit better. And you know what? 6230 could use a little bit of a rinse as well. Although we can start to see where the paint is starting to chip on the 6230. Wonder how many hours actually got in that thing. Alright, let's go ahead and just park you, I guess, over by the mowers. I'm actually running out of shed space once again. And let's see, the front loader is in the compost silo. Approaching 18 hours on the 6230. And now I'm just looking for... Oh, the weight is over here as well. Oh, everything's over here. Okay, we don't need the bucket. No, I did not tell you to drop off. I was trying to do that. All right. I think there's like 4 bales that I usually end up making, something like that. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe 5. $58,000 liters. Well, I think 1 bale is all they need. And the wool is starting to pile back on in. Let's watch out for the little ones. Yeah, it looks like the water is in the silo now. Or in the water trough, yep. So that is working. You can see the food going on up. And got 20,000 liters left there, so that's going to be good for about a month. Yeah, how many sheep do I have here? We're up to 106. Alright, so we're about 20% of the way there. Let me turn off the interactive zone markers once again. 106. And if you're kind of new to the game, they don't actually show all of the animals in the animal pens, because that would be just a little bit too much. I thought I was going to need to use more than 1 bale to feed the sheep. But since it's only a small amount of bales, I think the baling loader was not really needed for this. Need to flatten out the terrain around here as well. There's a big, yeah, because there's a huge bump right there. Perfect. Let's grab the other 2. And the only 2. squeeze in here nicely, push them right up against the back of the wall. And we'll leave that right there, because who knows, I may have to feed the sheep right away. Let's go ahead and just advance time, and we'll keep our eye on the store. Nothing showing up there currently. So the sheep are taken care of. All of our production buildings are doing what they can be doing. Nothing to do in our fields anymore, because we got the harvest done this morning. You know, at least in this in-game month we did. So we are set to move on. There is the rain. Just to remind myself, I think the wheat is in March. It is. I could do wheat or barley, actually. I may actually do barley. I don't know. We'll see when the day comes, but probably be one of those two. Alright, we'll crawl into here. Well, we got a New Holland T7. But as I mentioned, tractors... I'm not really looking to buy one. And I'm not looking at contracts because we are past our time for doing contracts. So when we sleep overnight, we will have about a $12,000 loan payment. Because we do have 2 loans. Oops, some items have disappeared from the store. Alright, I think we'll just go ahead and slow down time. We will sleep until 5. And we'll check the store page again. I don't know how long... I've seen things come and go in the store kind of... When I say quickly, I say within like 10, 12 hours they come and go. So I just want to make sure we don't... Okay, well... Yeah, that's... I could have saved a whole bunch of money on that tractor, but we got it now. So nothing's showing up there. Let's see. I don't think our animals... Yeah, that bale is doing them good. I don't have enough wool to bring on down. Our production buildings, nothing showing in the red. So that's good. I wonder how much fabric we got. Yeah, fabric. I may have to go down and move the fabric at some point. Because I don't have no place to bring it. And fabric is not going to sell good until November. So we got a ways to go. Everything is on the decline except for strawberry juice. And just to remind myself, just to be sure, our sugar cane should not be ready for harvest. Nope, not at all. How much for this lot of land right now? Well, it's still at plus 30%. So, yeah, not looking to buy that at all. So, I'll just keep advancing time, and I'll see you when I see you. March has arrived, which means fall has arrived, which also means our orchards should stop growing. I think they only produce in the spring and summer, if I remember correctly. So if I go into productions, they should all be, I think, in the red. Ooh, they're almost out of fruit and vegetable fertilizer. Ugh. All right, so I got to take care of that. Yeah, they are out of fruit and vegetables fertilizer. Not good. I didn't keep good track of that. As for fabric, well, we're still making fabric there, and everything else is looking good. But our grass field is ready to be mowed once again, so we got to get to that. Our sugarcane field won't be ready until next month, but also in March, like I said, we can plant wheat or barley, so we got to do that. So we got to take care of our grass field, and we got to replant our field down by the store. And then once we take care of the grass, we'll go ahead and purchase ourselves the sugar factory and get that down and ready for next month for the sugar harvest. Now, it's tempting, but I am going to have to pass it up. In the store page, there is a New Holland T9 series, which I do want for the series. Almost 60% off for $170,000. That would come in very handy for our future when we get the big seed drills and so on and so forth. It'd be nice to have it on the farm right now, because that we don't have to, plan for the future for it. But we just don't need it right now. But that is a very, very good price. But other than that, nothing here that we need. We don't need a trailer. We don't need a sugar beet cutter because we're doing sugar cane. And we don't need a plow at all. So, yeah, we got our own plow already, so we're all set. So, I got to go ahead and get some fruit and vegetable fertilizer for our greenhouses and our orchards, so those can do what they do. The sheep, since we did pass a few months here, I was wondering if we got more than the 100 that we had. I don't think so. It's going to take them a while to reproduce once again. Yeah, 106. And, yep, I'm pretty sure they're doing just fine here. The bale of hay is gone. But we got a whole bunch of wool again already, so that needs to be brought down to the spinnery. And things need to be moved. My trailer's down there, so I gotta go down and get the trailer, bring it back in order to bring those on down. But yeah, next episode, I may do the grass field in between episodes just to take care of that. And then we can put down the sugar factory. And then we'll have to lease a planter or a drill for the wheat or barley, depending. No, it's got to be wheat. I keep forgetting that we're doing crop rotation here. It's got to be wheat. That may still be in the rotation menu. Barley, canola, and then wheat for 110. Yeah, if I did barley, it drops down to 100. Wheat for 110, so gotta plant the wheat and go from there. So we'll lease a drill, get the wheat in, like I said, and I'll probably take care of the grass field mostly, and the bales will still be in the field. But yeah, and then probably get right to the sugar cane. So we can look forward to that. It's not going to take us long to do the sugar cane. It's not that big of a field. And with the header and everything, probably take us like 20 minutes to do it. And then start making some sugar. And then we can start bringing the produce over to our factory over here and start making a whole bunch of stuff. Like apricot jam, plum jam, ketchup, and pickles. Those are the things that we can make. And then we'll be able to start selling those at opportune times for us. And maybe start bringing in more cash. But anywho, if you made it this far in the video and you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button. Helps out the channel more than you know. And if you're thinking about doing so and you haven't done so yet, please do subscribe as well. Oh, the grass did grow over here for the sheep in the expandable pasture. I stand corrected on that. Looked like I had a double thought on that. But anyways, that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Western Australia. But until then, have a good one.